Mr. Ignacio de la Vega has accomplished executive with background in top management positions. His expertise and capabilities are in entrepreneurship standards development, corporate development, institutional and international relations, project management, communication and talent management, and also learning and development. He is also a board member and investor in innovative startup. Professor Ignacio has contributed in producing oriented leader and entrepreneur builder of large, diverse, and global teams. Professor, lecturer, manager, author, and researcher in higher-ranked universities and business school in 5 continents is now here in Podomoro University. How to become a successful entrepreneur? Find out Professor Ignacio's tips now.
So the first question that I have for you is, what did you want to be when you were little?
When I was a kid, I was dreaming to become a professional sports player. And I was sort of struggling between soccer, which I was very bad by the way, and golf, which I was also very bad. And that was my dream, and it never came true, of course, but I enjoyed practicing in the meantime.
That's good. The second question that I have is, what was your first business?
Actually, a very funny one. When I was like 27, I went out of graduate school, I got some experience in the market. I decided to buy a franchise in Houston and bring the product into Europe. It was a cookie franchise. So at that time, it was a very successful business inside the restaurant business. So I said, I'm gonna buy this thing. So I started doing some research. I found this little producer of very high quality product based in Houston, Texas. So I called the guy and I ended up in Houston talking to the guy, and so I bought like 75% of the franchise to get it into Europe. I got a couple of partners, and we started a quite nice distribution chain. Something like maybe we did open up like 20 outlets. And we started making cookies. It was funny because the main thing about this was the recipes. And if you use Spanish in this case, eggs, water, and flour, and the ingredients, nothing happens if you use the US recipe. So it was like, you guys have to bring all the stuff from the US, or the ingredients. And I was like, no, yeah, that's very expensive from a logistic point of view. So we ended up hiring a PhD in dough production from the US. I never knew that there was something like this. And the ladies spent like 3 months to produce the recipes. So at that time we were able to start producing and selling and everything else. So that was a good business. We sold it a few years after to a large restaurant business. Had fun, like some little money in the meantime, so it was good.
That's
Good
an
experience.
interesting first business. Cookies.
It was very interesting
Yeah.
business. Well, actually we increased the offer. We thought only cookies, it's not going to work. So at the end we sort of developed a concept with cookies, some other snacks, muffins, because muffins also into Europe. I'm talking about late 1980s. And ice cream, so we were sort of diversifying a little bit the product line. And it worked quite nicely. People was like, what is this thing? Cookies and muffins. So it was good.
Speaking about failure, have you failed in doing business before? And like, what was like the biggest one?
If I have failed, yeah, maybe a few hundred times. Yeah, I mean, fail. I don't like to use the word fail. I like to say I was not successful. Because failing is a very strong word. So I think you have success in many things every day. Your personal life, your life as a student, or as a professional, or as an entrepreneur. Sometimes it's because you don't understand what's going on. Sometimes it's because you don't put enough interest in things, so they don't work. Sometimes it's because you don't have enough information. If we go now into the entrepreneurial field, sometimes it's because you were not able to identify a good opportunity. Maybe you had a good idea, but were not able to transform it into a successful product. Sometimes you didn't have access to the resources you needed. Or sometimes you did everything well, but the market didn't react. Or maybe there was someone out there doing better things than you, and as a result, you sort of didn't make it. So failure is, lack of success sometimes, it's a very good lesson for the next opportunity. In some cultures, in, I don't know, not that sure about Indonesia, but in many Latin countries, there's this stigma that if you fail, it's like, oh my God, you know, you can never make it again. And this is very wrong. I mean, I normally, when I'm dealing with these small funds that we're setting up, we like to invest in second or third time or third opportunity entrepreneurs because they fail a couple of times, they learn a lot. And now they're much more prepared. So we like that profile very much. It's not like, oh my God, you know, you fail and you don't have access to another opportunity. That's very wrong. And this is a cultural issue in some societies that we really need to get rid of. So failing, sure, it's good sometimes.
Okay. So my last question for you today is, what's your secret to becoming a successful entrepreneur?
Ooh, that's a toughie. Well, actually, I don't consider myself a successful entrepreneur, but I think I have some recipes for people to become one. So I think this is an easy business. Okay, you just need the right people with the right ideas in the right market at the right time and with the right resources and management capabilities. In other words, it's a combination of resources. In my opinion, number one key issue for becoming successful here is the people. People can make the difference. So if you have a good, qualified, and diversified team of entrepreneurs that understand the industry and can manage, you have a lot. Then it's a matter of finding the right thing for you. And maybe, markets out there and industries are full of opportunities. A lot of problems that can be made into opportunity. So you just need the people and the ability to, and the willingness to make it happen.
Alright, well, thank you for having me today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.